G'day everyone, it's me, the Law Boss, back again with another video. Or two things about the audio. One, I just got a filling, so if my voice sounds, weirder than usual, that's why, why. And two, my other mic decided that, I'm not gonna help old Law Boss anymore. So I have to use the crappy mic on my iPad once again. But anyway, we work around these inconveniences. So into this video, to reflect my anger, we are going to look at Angron and the World Eaters. The origins, all that sort of jazz, what they were up to during the Great Crusade, and what they're doing now. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Right, so the World Eaters were part of the 20 original legions of the Legione Astartes, created by the God Emperor of Mankind, aka the guy I want to be. And one of the 20 Primarchs to lead them was Angron. Now, he, along with the other Primarchs, maybe except for Angron, were thrown across the galaxy by the 4 Chaos Gods and the Primarch's mum, depending on which part of the law you look at. Now, old Angron over here landed on Nacrea, which was a gladiatorial slave world. He was an absolute creature from birth, really. Like, he was killing people left, right, and centre. But he didn't have the butcher's nails yet, which is good. So he still had shreds of humanity. He wasn't a, psychopath like he is now. Or like he was. Now he's a demon prince, so he's just complete and utter rage. But anyway, now, apart from being the Emperor's rage, he was also reflected the Emperor's empathy. And he could feel how others were feeling. That was like one of his Primarch powers. Surprise, surprise. However, he was told to kill his gladiator mentor. Old Angron said, "No, get stuffed, you bloody blonker." So in response, the slave masters inserted the butcher's nails into his brain, which turned him into a mindless berserker. And the only way to sedate the pain of the butcher's nails was through anger, bloodshed, and combat. So, before he knew it, he's actually killed his father-like mentor. I mean, he still respects his gladiator brothers, but he is just a complete and utter berserker at this point, which is a bummer, really. But yeah, that's his upbringing kind of revolves around the fact that he started a bunch of uprisings as well, couldn't succeed in any of them, which makes him the only Primarch not actually able to conquer his planet. Which, I mean, you could count Mortarion as well, but Angron definitely could not complete it, which, isn't exactly a good thing for the Primarch berserker. So the World Eaters were there. They were just kind of shock troops before they found old Angron. Now, the Emperor finding Angron. Now, this is a funny story. So, what's his name? Angron had successfully escaped from slavery at this point with some of his gladiator brothers. Now, what had happened? The Emperor arrives and says, "Come join my Great Crusade." And Angron says, "Piss off! I want to die with my brothers," because they were surrounded by all sides by the slavers' armies. So the Emperor has 3 decisions. Bomb the living crap out of the people that are about to kill Angron and his gladiator brothers. Teleport Angron up without his gladiator brothers and let Angron watch them get massacred. Or teleport down with old Angron, fight side by side in all glorious melee combat. Now, the Emperor, being the absolute prankster that he is, chose option B. So that left Angron in an even more pissed off mood, and he went and had a sulk in his room. Now, every World Eater that went in to try and bring him to his senses was, let's just put it, violently taken out of the galaxy. However, one of the Astartes, old Kharn, my favourite World Eater, actually stood up to Angron, and due to Angron's huge respect for him, for standing up to him, he decided to come and lead the might of the World Eaters. So yeah, not only is Angron not able to conquer his planet, he's also not really able to have a good start with his legion or the Emperor. He just hasn't had a good start at all, really. Right, so, once Angron joined the Great Crusade, only 2 major events happened during the Crusade, in my opinion, for Angron. One was when a civil war broke out between his legion, when he wanted to put the butcher's nails in all their brains. And there was a huge civil war where Kharn actually was the one who ended it, kind of, sort of. by killing the person who opposed Angron. Absolute legend. Also, there was when Angron fought Leman Russ. Now, that can go about as well as you can imagine. You know, Angron versus Leman Russ. Two berserk mofos fighting each other. Like, just imagine how well that go. It doesn't go well. That's the joke. Laugh. So, yeah, but essentially I'd say Leman Russ won by baiting old Angron into a kill circle. But, you know, Leman Russ, being the little puppy that he is, couldn't actually come to kill his own brother. Which is quite ironic, since he's the Emperor's executioner. But we'll talk about that another time in Leman's video. But then once the heresy started, I mean, at this point, old Angron wasn't really on anyone's side. He was just killing what needed to be killed and what didn't need to be killed. He was just killing stuff. So when Horus said you can kill the Emperor, Angron was just like, yeah, whatever. If you just let me kill stuff, I'm not too fussed, eh? Just as long as something dies and I get to kill it, I'm happy. So yeah, however, throughout the Horus Heresy for old Angron, he succumbed to the Butcher's Nails, which weren't actually built, they were built different, for his brain. So as a result of this, he actually started dying. And it came into a climax on the Battle of Nacrea, where Lorgar, as a result of, you know, old Angron's brain nails hurting his brain, that came out really good, he actually turned him into a demon prince of Kharn. So, at the Siege of Terra, by this time, old Angron was a demon prince, and most of his, all of his legion were mindless berserkers. The reason I'm not mentioning the legion as much is because they just really did what Angron did, which was just run around and kill stuff. And Kharn literally did the same thing, except he sided with Angron and the Butcher's Nails thing. We'll get to Kharn in a minute. So during the Siege of Terra, Angron didn't really do much. He tried to penetrate the psychic barrier the Emperor had put up by the gates, but just kept getting swatted away like a fly. Like, his might was nothing compared to the God Emperor's. So yeah, he wasn't... we haven't actually received a lot of the Siege of Terra books, so we can't say much about Angron's involvement, but he definitely, you know, pleased Khorne with the amount of skulls he removed from people's shoulders, if we're putting it nicely. But yeah, after that, you know, they retreat to the Eye of Terror, and most of the world eaters split off into warbands, because at this point they're just mindless. And, you know, Angron's nothing against that. They're just killing each other, and he's laughing, because, I mean, Khorne's happy with it, he's happy with it. Just as long as he's killing stuff, and he's watching stuff die, and Khorne's happy, he's happy. One event he did show up at, however, was the First War for Armageddon. Yeah, I know. It wasn't orcs in the First War. What the flip? Yeah, no, have to be PG, family-friendly, clean on this channel. He was banished, but, you know, a demonic incursion so bad that Angron had to show up really says something about the First War for Armageddon. I mean, he cut swathes of dead Grey Knights, but eventually the Grey Knights were able to push him back. And yeah, that's really all he's been up to in the 41st millennium, so that's a bit of a bummer. I'd like to see more from this character. Now, Kharn. Let's have a quick natter about Kharn. Now, throughout the heresy, Kharn was a mindless berserker. He actually died at the Siege of Terra, but then was brought back because Khorne, you know, who wouldn't bring back Kharn as their avatar? Now, he's called Kharn the Betrayer for a reason. Now, let's have a quick natter about that reason, shall we? So, during one of the battles, I don't think it was during the Horus Heresy, it might have been after, on a snow planet. It was just so bad, and so... it was such a gridlock, like, you know, World War I gridlock, you know, no one's going anywhere, sort of stuff. Yeah, he was pretty pissed off, because he was being denied melee combat, which is the World Eater's thing, and Khorne's thing, if you couldn't gather that. So as a result, he got a flamethrower and just started incinerating everyone. Enemy, friend, civilian, building, just everything got incinerated by old Kharn. And that's when he, I don't know if that's when he became Avatar, but that's when he definitely got the nickname Kharn the Betrayer, which is pretty dope in my opinion. Alright, that's going to do it for this one, everyone. Hope you liked it. So if you did, like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see next. I don't know why I said that, because I've already got a plan of what I'm doing next. I'm covering all of the 18 legions of the Legione Astartes. I would say 20, but I don't know what happened to 2 of them. That's not my fault. That's Games Workshop's fault. Blame them that I can't make 20 Horus Heresy Legion videos. So yeah, Hope you liked it. Chuck me a like, chuck me a sub. That'd be amazing. Keep the channel alive. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.